Ferrari has always been about elegance, beauty, flowing lines across their cars, mind-blowing performance, all while being sophisticated at the exact same time. Ferrari has really been taking their time with the particular new model that will be unveiled in now just a very small amount of time, but it switches the formula of what a Ferrari is in almost every single way. But this isn't just any other new Ferrari. This is something special, a quote Versione Speciale as these types of models are called. And the wait for this model that is the start of the future of hardcore models from Maranello is over because it's finally here.
So if you haven't already, just please subscribe down below to help me achieve my dream of becoming a successful YouTuber. I make all types of content on this channel, from everything from car reviews, vlogs, to my personal opinions, to redesigning cars, to short videos, informative videos, cinematic videos, and basically every single thing a car person would want in a YouTube channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below again, and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified every single time I make a new video. But Ferrari has really been taking their time with this car because, well, it's not just any other Ferrari, as I was saying. This new model won't just change the reputation and the history of Ferraris from the past, but it will also change the future of Ferraris in, well, the future. But this isn't just any other regular Ferrari, as I was saying.
Ferraris from the past, besides the F40, 288 GTO, and a few others, have almost always used naturally aspirated engines, even with the V6 powered Dino, which didn't even have a Ferrari badge anywhere on the car. But since the cars I mentioned a few seconds ago, all V8 models like the 344, F355, 360, F430, California, 458, and then with the facelifted California, the California T, they finally returned to a turbocharged engine, which then made its way into their mid-engine V8 models, starting with the absolutely gorgeous 488, which is my second dream car in the world. Then it made its way into the F8, the somewhat replacement for the 488. And then while all of this was happening, Ferrari was developing something truly game-changing for the brand. In 2020, Ferrari unveiled their first ever plug-in hybrid super hyper-ish car, the stunning SF90 Stradale, the biggest turbocharged V8 model they've ever produced, but assisted with 2 electric motors driving the front wheels and 1 at the back, producing a combined 986 horsepower, which meant it didn't just beat every single Ferrari that has ever been produced, including the Icona flagship hypercar models, which is really crazy. But it beat every car that it was rivaled against, on track and in a straight line. Ferrari really made their first hybrid model correctly, but
I also do think the SF90 is a stunning piece of design. Just look at this thing and how gorgeous it is. Starting with the side view, every single line connects to each other, and let's just start off with the front. We have these front fenders going up into the little greenhouse area. Then we have this little line that goes from the front splitter up near the front fenders and then into the side of the body, going upwards directly into the rear fenders, which then morphs into this little sort of ducktail-ish spoiler in the back. And then if you count the intake, it swoops perfectly in towards the little sort of greenhouse area of a car, the little cockpit area, if you want to call it that. The hammerhead design of the headlights has been basically stolen by a lot of car companies, mainly Toyota, but Ferrari sort of started this whole trend, and with the SF90, it fits better than almost every single other car that's on sale. I can't name another one that does it better than the SF90, and it's so iconic for this car. And usually Ferraris back in the day, I don't want to call it back in the day, even though it was around 10 years ago, but even with the F8 back in 2019, they still used the sort of L shape in the headlight design. But now we have this sort of hammerhead design that's sort of transferring all over the automotive industry, and I don't know if that's a very good thing because Ferrari did it first and it fits Ferrari better than anything else. Then we have a very simplistic bumper. It's nothing too crazy like the F8 where it was just angles and lines, so many lines going everywhere around the whole front bumper. And we also do have an S-duct in here, and it doesn't really look like it, but there is actually an S-duct. It's just not as prominent as, let's say, the 488P stuff. Then the rear of this thing, arguably the worst view of this car. I don't think the rear view is the prettiest view of this car at all. It's definitely the worst if you want to call an SF90 view the worst. But the rear view, the taillights do look like the current generation Chevy Camaro. The rear exhaust, many people didn't like how it was just like stuck in the middle with no like sort of integration around the entire car. But the rear view, I do think it's a very good one. I think there's an SF90 facelift coming, but we'll just have to see, and it will use a full width light bar, but we'll just have to see again. I don't know if that's going to actually happen, but this thing actually does have a rear wing that deploys up and down, but with the SF90 SF90 Versione Speciale, dubbed the Le Mans, it will just have a giant, massive swan neck style rear wing. It went full GT3 RS mode. But let's just say the standard SF90 is just a stunning design by itself, but we already knew from the start that there was going to be a Versione Speciale, or Le Mans version, of the SF90, but
Ferrari's hardcore models that are based on their production models, to name a few: the 488 Pista, the 599 GTO, F12 TDF, F430 Scuderia, 458 Speciale, and the newest being the 812 Competizione. Do you see what they all have in common? Well, it's not that they use the same number of cylinders because, well, they don't. It's the fact that there aren't any giant wings or massive cutouts and weird looking outtakes or intakes. For decades, they've focused straight on beauty, all while being functional at the exact same time, with nothing feeling out of place in the design, and everything being integrated well and thought out. But that is until around 1.5 years ago, when the development of the SF90 quote Versione Speciale, or what's rumored to be called the SF90 Le Mans, first started. Test mules revealed wild aero that almost looked like a Mansory kit slapped onto a Ferrari, except Ferrari actually did it themselves, which kind of came as a shock because, well, let's just say they went full GT3 RS style, which isn't very Ferrari, if that makes sense.
And that's sort of going against what the entire ethos of a Ferrari is supposed to be. Just a beautiful curvy sculpture on wheels, literal eye candy. Nothing protruding out of the body making it any less beautiful than it already is, and it's been like this for a while, but this is what I mean when they're switching up the entire formula of a new Ferrari. But let's just say that's not in just that way.
So yes, the SF90 quote Le Mans won't look pretty, it won't look elegant, and it won't be a beautiful looking car either, and that's kind of sad that we won't see a, let's say, better looking version of the SF90, which already looks almost perfect. But it's sort of a good thing because, well, who knows if this will be a record holder for the ring, which is currently held by the Mercedes-Benz AMG Project 1 hypercar.
Oh, and also, if you didn't know, the SF90 absolutely gaps the AMG 1. The SF90, it's just an absolutely
freaking fast car.
It gaps literally everything it's put up against, except maybe for a Tesla Plaid, even though it has more horsepower. And also, if you didn't know, the SF90 literally beats like every single car it's put up against on a track, which is just crazy, but this is the base SF90 I'm talking about.
But then Ferrari offers something called the Assetto Fiorano package for around $60,000, the same price for a base model C8 Corvette, but that package makes it perform even better than the standard SF90. But in my opinion, it looks so much better than the quote normal one, but now with the hardcore model being dubbed the quote Le Mans for now, yes, it will perform better, a lot better, but no, it won't look better, not even close. It's like comparing a brand new Porsche GT3 Touring to the GT3 RS. Which one looks prettier? Yeah, exactly, but back on track.
Literally.
Insane amounts of downforce with the V8 producing immense horsepower with the help of electric motors, 986 in the standard SF90, but now expected to produce well over 1,000. And with all of this combined, this might be one of the most impressively fast cars in every way possible.
So the SF90 Le Mans has been leaked twice already, and I have made 2 separate videos or 1 separate video. I don't even know at this point. But I think I made this video right here. You can go check it out, link in the description down below. So if you want my initial thoughts on the design, you have to go check out this video, link in the description down below. Again, just click on it. It'll be just basically just a short video of that. But then rumors say that 699 coupes will be built and 399 convertibles, which really makes it limited, and just expect the price to be around $700,000. That's coming from me, but I don't know if that's going to be upwards of $800,000 because the SF90 really isn't a supercar. It's not like the F8 Tributo. The SF90 sits above the supercars, but it sits below the hypercars, the Icona models, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like right in between. And of course, this will come with lowered and stiffer suspension, and it will also come with different taillights compared to the SF90, which will be a full light bar, a redesigned front splitter and rear bumpers and fenders, and of course the aero, which is
just wild.
And Ferraris aren't supposed to be wild. They're supposed to be subdued and just looking beautiful every single second while all being functional at the exact same time. No giant cutouts, no giant wings, nothing sticking out of the car. Just pure beauty in one little package that makes it look like a sculpture on wheels. But not so much with the SF90 Le Mans.
So yeah, Ferrari is going complete function over form with this, the total opposite of what a Ferrari is about, but this is only for a good reason in the purpose of downforce and even more mind-blowing speeds. And just be ready for this maybe to make its way into the 296 hardcore model, their V6 hybrid car that is currently available. We don't even know when that's coming out, but we also don't know when the hybrid V8 successor to the F8 Tributo will come out, and who knows when the heck the hardcore model for that will come out. But the SF90 Le Mans will be so mind-blowing, but it sure won't look pretty doing it.
So that is basically it for today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, please give it a like and subscribe down below if you haven't already to help me achieve my dream of becoming a successful YouTuber. I make all types of content on this channel, from everything from car reviews, vlogs to my personal opinions, to redesigning cars, short videos, informative videos, cinematic videos, and basically every single thing a car person will want in a YouTube channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below again and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified every single time I make a new video. But again, tell me your thoughts on the SF90 Versione Speciale, dubbed the Le Mans. It's going to change Ferrari's history forever, and hopefully that's in the best way possible. But we even seen the new F250 hypercar. No, I'm not talking about the Ford freaking F250. I'm talking about the codename for their new hypercar, the LaFerrari replacement, the F250. That thing is going to use the exact same ethos as what the SF90 Le Mans has, with the giant wings, the giant splitters, all these crazy looking aero. But that's sort of going back to the F40 and F50, but the F50 and F40 still look pretty because everything was integrated very well. But yeah, that's basically just my initial thoughts at the end. Just comment down below anything, start a conversation down below, and I do hope to see you in a future video, and bye for now.
Please subscribe lol, I have big dreams on YouTube.